What is going on, everyone? It's Artie, Executive Director of Film Miss Art. Glad to be joined with some of my fellow scouts here at Film Miss Art. Got Hayden, got Cam, got current father, Burner, for another episode of 100 Yards in Context. How's everyone doing?
Doing well. How about you guys?
Doing good for the most part.
Can't complain.
We have a special episode for you guys today. You're going to start giving more directive draft content from here on out. Today, we are going to go through the perfect matches, the perfect fits, NFC-wise, as far as which prospect on offense and on defense best fits the teams in the National Football League Conference. So, we're going to start with the Carolina Panthers. I'm going to go first. Carolina Panthers, offensively, I believe your best offensive fit is actually Troy Franklin, wide receiver from Oregon. Here's why. You just traded for Deontay Johnson. You have Adam Thielen already in the fold, who had 1,000 yards last year. I believe Troy Franklin is the perfect offensive player for you guys because Troy Franklin immediately does two things for you. One, he is literally an immediate deep threat. And we have seen what Bryce Young looks like in college when he has a deep threat. We saw that with Jameson Williams. And truth be told, Troy Franklin probably will be available at either the 33rd or 39th pick. So he's also in the range of your first draft selection. Defensively, gonna have to go with Chris Braswell. Chris Braswell is an edge rusher who is very, very powerful in his punch. I love the way he sets the edge, not only, when it's time to participate in the run game, but I love the way he attacks the pocket in the pass rushing game. He played alongside Dallas Turner and Will Anderson, so he has had a lot of, good edges to learn from and play with. And more importantly, you guys just got rid of Brian Burns for next to nothing. So if you're going to get an edge, you need to get an edge who can contribute day one, but also offer some potential upside in Chris Braswell. And I think Chris Braswell, especially if he fills out and continues to develop that pass rush plan, I believe that Chris Braswell can definitely be a fantastic edge, not only year one, but for years to come in Carolina.
I like that. Yeah, I like both of those picks. So which way do you want to go? Do you want to go clockwise or counterclockwise?
Oh, as far as the order?
Yeah, why don't we go clockwise so Burner can get a few picks in before he has to bounce?
Yeah. Yeah, that's great, actually.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, Artie, great pickups on both, though. I think that, can always use a quality DN to develop, especially now that you got rid of Brian Burns.
They lost Matos too, so yeah.
Oh, that's right. Oh, yeah, and they're definitely
gonna take one high.
Yeah, they definitely.
That'll probably be the other second round. Oh no, I'm tripping. They only have one second rounder. That'll probably be their third round pick.
Yeah. We'll see though. It's a deep wide receiver class. They could go DN before get a wide receiver in the third.
If I'm Carolina, just go ahead and take what's there at that 33rd pick. Cause
I mean, I'm not disagreeing. I'm just saying they could decide to do that.
Imagine if they're just like, fuck it, Malachi Corley. That would help Bryce out a lot.
Yeah. Oh yeah, especially after his test today.
Oh yeah, for sure.
All right.
I don't know what Burner's doing, but
okay, let's go the other way then. Okay, so
you want Cam to go?
We could do that. Yeah, let's just skip in rotation, and then he can take.
You want Cam to have the Commanders?
I mean,
Oh,
I could take the
God.
Commanders.
No, it's
Fuck the
not that.
Commanders.
It's
Oh, he's back. There he is. You want to draft for
Go
him?
ahead, Cam.
Or you want to... Oh, Cam's got him.
Yeah, Brian, do you want to draft for him?
Or not draft, but pick the players for him.
I will pick J.J. McCarthy second overall, if that's the case.
Okay. I like it.
All right.
I hate it.
All right. So I guess I'll go ahead and take him. Obviously, we're not trying to do like the easy slam dunks. So on
Yeah.
the offensive side, I'm more than likely leaning towards tackle. Obviously, I don't feel like y'all are taking one with the second unless y'all trade down. So let's say top of the second, a guy like Patrick Paul or Kingsley Subatai is there. I feel like y'all would. I think y'all would more than likely swing Sumatai's way. Because with a defensive coach that y'all have, and because who's their OC? Cliff Kingsbury, right? No, he went back. Who the fuck is the Washington OC?
It's
Is it
Kingsbury.
King? Oh, it is. Oh.
Yeah.
Cam, you might got to do that over because they don't know what team we're talking about.
All right, so the Commanders tripping.
But it's cool. It's cool. Because now you know that Cliff Kingsbury is the OC, so you're good.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, run it back.
Yes.
So I guess.
Just basically say, all right. So I'm gonna talk about the best team fits for the Commanders, offensive and defensive, and then go
I
from
haven't
there.
really watched the tackles. Who's the better pass marker between Paul and Kingsley?
I would say Kingsley. I think we have Kingsley
Kingsley's
rated.
a better tackle overall.
Yeah, I
Okay,
think we have Kingsley rated higher.
So I'll say Kingsley because I don't.
Yeah.
He could, but I don't think he'll be a first rounder.
I think I originally put Paul way too high at 61. I had to bump him down like 81. I had to. That's like,
So I think I'll do that. King, and then defensively, I mean, I know they need edges too.
They need a cornerback too.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I'll probably have them taking what? Let's look at this little shit real quick, because obviously they're not taking at the pick that they have. Okay. So I'm picking for the Washington Commanders. Obviously it's a new regime. Dan Quinn is now the head coach. Defensive minded head coach. You know, we've talked about it a little bit on the Sunday Spiral about how most of us feel about defensive minds and who we expect, because we definitely expect the Commanders to go young with QB, but I don't want to necessarily go that route. I want to go into the trenches, and I want to talk about Kingsley Sumatai because I feel like he'll be there at the top of the second, and that'll be a great grab for y'all because y'all definitely need help at both of y'all tackle spots. Obviously, y'all will more than likely put him wherever y'all feel he'll work out best, but I feel like especially now with the pickup of Cliff Kingsbury that he should be fine. He'll be good in that system. Cliff kind of likes to air it out for sure. Don't get me wrong, he's not scared to run it, but he's more air raid than anything. So I think Kingsley, especially in a conference where you're dealing with Micah Parsons, you're dealing with not now Bryce Huff, but you know the Eagles always have rushers. I can't even just talk about this one with them. Yeah, they always have a bunch.
Reddick Sweat. Yeah.
Did they finally resign Reddick, or they done playing that game?
I mean, he's still on the team currently, so.
Oh, okay. So I mean, we'll see. And then obviously the Giants now with their new look of Brian Burns and Kayvon Thibodeau. So I feel like if y'all are gonna go quarterback in y'all first round, I would assume y'all would go ahead and say, you know what, let's go ahead and get some help. So I think Kingsley Sumatai is the pick for there. I mean, on the defensive side, I'm leaning more towards corner, even though y'all definitely need an edge too. Um, if I had to guess where y'all would take one, I mean, y'all could take one in the third or the fourth. I think y'all would more likely take one in the fourth. And for y'all's sake, I'm probably gonna lean more towards like maybe Mike Sinistro, nickel wise, because obviously y'all still like Forbes as an outside corner, no matter how most people feel about it. And that's a guy that Dan Quinn would like, because he wasn't able to get Jordan Lewis from y'all, right?
Um, I'm not sure.
Was Dan Quinn able to get Jordan Lewis from y'all or no?
No, Jordan
Nah,
Lewis re-signed with
he was
Dallas
back
on a
in
$4
Dallas.
deal.
Oh, okay, bet. So he wasn't able to get. He tried to lure away Jordan Lewis, wasn't able to get him. So he's gonna look for another tough nickel guy, and I think Mike Sinister will be the pick for him. He would love to take him in either the third or the fourth. That's about his range anyway. So I think that's a guy who can help a lot towards that new look Washington Commanders defense after they signed everybody. So for me, those are my two picks: Kingsley Sumataya and then Mike Sinistra for the Washington Commanders.
Nice. So I'm up with Arizona, and so Arizona is an interesting one because obviously, like, you're sitting there and you're likely going to land Marvin Harrison Jr. if you stay at 4. Again, we're not really trying to do slam dunks, so that would be an easy pick. I do want to explore though because there are rumors of you guys trading down from 4 with the Minnesota Vikings for likely to 11 and likely also grabbing 23. And so, a roster with several holes, like you can add a lot to there. You can add a wide receiver, which it does hurt losing out on Marvin Harrison Jr. But this is a really really deep wide receiver class, and if you need the extra first round player, then it's worth considering. So at wide receiver, you could go however you feel at about either Brian Thomas Jr. or A.D. Mitchell. Both have the skills that you need them, or that you need to really be able to to grow into an X wide receiver, to be like the guy. They both have the route running, some more than A.D. Mitchell more than Brian Thomas, but they both have the skills needed to develop in that way. you know, so that's one way you could go. Another way would be a cornerback, and there's tons of talent in the first round. Just totally down the board in terms of corner in this draft. So you could do, if depending on how you guys feel, you could take a wide receiver at 11 and a corner at 23, or vice versa, and you could get a combination of A.D. Mitchell and say, like if Cooper DeJean ends up falling a few spots, that would be a phenomenal other pick, because honestly, he's a great defensive back across the board. Some people view him as more of a safety. I view him as he can play any position you need him to. And, people are kind of thinking of safety as a negative way. I see him as more of, I see him as a cornerback, but you can have him play that nickel safety, Trent McDuffie role as well. And I think if you guys came out of round one with an A.D. Mitchell at 11 and a Cooper DeJean at 23, that would be an absolute home run. So pass it off to Artie for Atlanta.
Those are good picks. Those are good picks. I like them.
Thanks.
For sure. Atlanta Falcons, right? You guys just paid Kirk Cousins 100 M's. So your quarterback position is pretty much solved. But if I can be honest, you guys can continue to add weapons for Kirk Cousins, right? Like you have obviously B. John, obviously Drake London, Kyle Pitts. You traded for Rondale Moore. You signed Darnell Mooney. But let's see if we can continue to add to that running back room and see if we can, find, another back to take, the load off of Bijan a little bit. Tiger Algier is cool, but I feel like if they were just able to unlock Bijan as a total weapon instead of just a running back who, catches passes at the backfield, I feel like that would be great. And the running back that comes to mind actually for Atlanta is Blake Corum. I think Blake Corum in Atlanta could really do a little bit of the split duties of Bijan and Tiger Algier, right? He would offer more of the punch in between the tackles. He also is very elusive in the open field when he needs to be, but beyond that, really wasn't utilized in the passing game at Michigan, not because he couldn't, but because they just used Donovan Edwards for it. So I feel like if they had a running back stable of Bijan Robinson, Blake Corum, and Tiger Algier, now you have, three capable backs at any time that could potentially go for 50 to 80 yards per game and also give you some, supreme touches in the passing game as well. Defensively, this is going to be a very, very easy one. Dallas Turner from the Alabama Crimson Tide is the absolute edge that you guys have been wanting and coveting for a long time. You guys a stand-up edge who can, make havoc in the backfield, can, create his own, pass rush, and can, just honestly be self-sufficient, right? Not really need, any like stunts or anything based on you guys' scheme. And I think Dallas Turner fits you guys' team like a glove. I feel like if he makes it to 8, which is more than likely, I believe he will be the pick. And I think he is the perfect edge to complement Arnold BK, your pick from 2 years ago.
Well, I'm gonna take it away with the Chicago Bears. Obviously, we pretty much know where they're going at on. Now, 9 is where it gets a little interesting. I'm not gonna harp on this pick because I feel like this will also technically be a slam dunk. Because if Rome or Neighbors is there, yeah, you better sprint to the podium. Just better for sure. But let's say they're not, and y'all go a different route, and y'all don't touch receiver until the 2nd. So I think as far as second round receivers who I think could possibly still be there, because again, let me make sure I get their pick placement right, because I don't want to get this wrong.
Should be in the 40s.
Yeah, hold on, let me find it. I think the one I'm looking at, they got him with a fucking projected trade. I'm not trying to see that.
It's like that's super, super helpful. Thank you.
For fuck's sake.
Ooh.
But I think still original goal already said in the 40s. I couldn't find the shit. I think they had a projected trade. So if that's their original pick, then wide receiver rides, if they have to end up going into the 40s and have to take one, I feel like a guy like either Lat McConkey could be there, who I feel like Caleb would really like. Really good route runner.
Yeah, that'd be big.
Obviously, he ran that 4.3, had a great 3 cone, so he's not a slow guy. He's not a sneaky athlete, as a lot of these media pundits like to say about our white athlete brethren. Don't worry, I got y'all back. He's not going to be a sneaky athlete. He's a good route runner, and to pair that up with Keenan Allen, I feel like Caleb would like that a lot. Just another sticky guy to snap off routes for him. And yeah, he has that inside versatility, as the scouting report says. You don't necessarily need to worry about Caleb trying to do 50-50 or contested catch balls with him because he's just so good with his route running. You don't really need him for that. I mean, if you want to do that, you know, Keenan still got some juice. I mean, if you want to do some 50-50s with him, you can just use him for that. But as far as the yak ability and the route running and quick little tunnel screens or jailbreak screens, stuff like that, you just get it right to him, and he has the ability to take a 1-yard catch 30 yards. So I think that's the way you go. Now, defensively, let's say you do go Rome at 9, and we get to the defensive side. I feel like y'all are still probably looking for another, for sure, another DT. Either a DT or an edge. And this is really tough because I'm trying to think who do I feel like would be better, because they got Dexter.
Dexter.
All right, so D tackle wise, so they got Dexter. Dexter's for sure. I think they're 1, so they want a 3. I'm really between Newton, D tackle wise, and then edge wise. Who I think they could get in the 40s edge? You already got Bracewell gone. I mean, Robinson could be there, but I don't know.
That's tough because after year 5, right? You know, obviously the big 3, Latu, Verse and Turner. No, even if he does slide, he's not getting past 24, guaranteed.
No, not a chance.
For
sure. You have the big 3, then you have Chop, then you have Bracewell, right?
Yeah.
So then you're looking at guys like Ellis, Darius Robinson, Trice, guys like that.
Yeah. Marshawn Nealand is another one.
Yeah, Marshawn Nealand is good.
That'd be a good one, but I don't think they'd take him at 40. I would love for him to go at 40, but I don't think they would take him there. But
no, probably.
I think I'll probably lean towards Trice. Because surprise, guys, I've watched and analyzed some more of his film. I've got some better film on him. I'm not as harsh as I used to be on him. I found some quality film of his that, you know, it changed the way I view him. For me, he's still not a top 5 edge, which is fine. There's a lot of these guys. I mean, there's a lot of guys who are going to get drafted at the edge position that they're going to be great contributors no matter where they get drafted at. Some of them are probably going to go as late as far as the ones I'm scouting, as far as they're going to go as late as 6 or 7, and they could still possibly be contributors. Special teams value included. So, but I think pairing up Braylon Trice with Montez Sweat, I feel like that would be really good for them.
Yeah.
Now, as far as who do I want to see more, and who my for real pick is, oh yeah, I'm going Javon Newton. I have to.
I think that's a really good pick. Yeah, that's a really good pick.
Javon Newton with Javon Dexter wreaking havoc. Oh my God, that is magical. Like I do want to see that, and I kind of hope that happens just for the fun aspect. So my pick would have to be Javon Newton on that one.
I feel you. I think that's a good one. So then I am up for Minnesota, and again, like, I don't know what you guys are doing with your trade ups or whatever. I'm expecting a lot of movement to happen within the next month. So I'm just gonna pull a couple random ones that I kind of want to see. On offense, I would like to see Trey Benson. I think You
Ooh.
guys are somewhere that he could thrive. He's explosive. He's got everything you would want in a workhorse running back, and you can make a key signing or even draft someone late to supplement that and give him a little bit more of a safety net. But he doesn't need it. He's really really good. And then on defense, let me see you guys. Okay.
He was so good because they just paid Grenard. They're probably like corner two.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot you got the
So
needs right here. I'm
yeah, I
tripping.
do.
Yeah.
I'm gonna use that. I was thinking about corner, but I think I'm gonna do like interior defensive lines. So someone like Michael Hall Jr. I've got a second
That's a
round
good
grade on
one.
him, and he's pretty nutty. Like I at first I don't know, I guess his tape was a little boring, and to be honest, that was a compliment in a way because he just did everything right, and it was like, okay, like yeah, he's doing great shit. And then I like already said, we got another film drop, and we got the game where he played against Notre Dame, and he was absolutely dominating Joe Alt. Like it was bad. So
What happened to Autumn take?
oh dude, yeah. But so when Michael Hall was lined up on Joe Alt, like he was dominating him. Like they just were on their shit. So he's someone who's been rising for me, and I think he's gonna go mid to late second, maybe. No, I don't think he sneaks into the third. He's really good. But mid to late second. But that would be a great fit. Just really boost that interior defensive line. Give you a valuable player that can play pretty much any position you need him to on that across that front.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and start off with them. I mean, they obviously need help on both sides of the trenches. They got a guy like James Hurst, and I think Cesar Ruiz is now who they have at right guard. Um, I don't think you can really take anybody in the first round that's like not a slam dunk pick that would fit in because Trevor Penning hasn't been great for them at left tackle. Ryan Ramczyk probably doesn't have too many years left on him. I really do think this would be a spot for Joe Alt if he does fall, and the Saints don't like anything else on their board when it comes to a quarterback, because I know that they've been linked to them a little bit more on the J.J. McCarthy if he were to fall, but I don't think he's going to get past Minnesota. They look like they're going to do anything they can to get him. So I think Joe Alt would be kind of like a sneaky pick for the Saints to kind of help that O-line, kind of get rid of the bad Trevor Penning vibes at tackle that they have.
But he's
You get
so
a guy.
nasty. How dare you?
He's got elite size. I mean, but like you will say in the last one about Michael Hall, there was times where Joe Alt was pretty bad on tape. Where, a lot of time at the beginning of the draft cycle, people had him top 5. Some people had him top 3 even. But I think it's fair to say Joe Alt's not in that spot anymore. And I think it's pretty realistic he can fall down to the Saints here later on in the round. And then I think also later in the draft for them, more in the second or third round, I would like to see a guy like Xavier from South Carolina, the wide receiver, get drafted to the Saints to go on the other side of Chris Olave. I mean, their other wide receivers are Rashid Shaheed. I think he's a free agent after the year. They signed Cedric Wilson. He's their wide receiver 3. I mean, what are you really going to do with that? A.T. Perry, you're expecting to step up. But
Oh my God, I
for
forgot about
future-wise, I
him.
mean, if you have a core of Olave, A.T. Perry, and Xavier, I feel like you're pretty set at the wide receiver position where you can move around that cap space to upgrade the team elsewhere.
Nice. Yeah.
That's really good,
I
bro.
really like both of those picks.
I think Xavier Legette might have been for the Saints might have been the best fit we've had so far.
I was gonna say
Like,
that I love that fit. That's awesome.
Wait, he gave a defensive player too?
Yep. Wait, did you?
He didn't, but
I
it's
didn't.
okay.
My bad.
It's okay. It's
just
okay. I love those two fits so much. It's okay.
Yeah,
I just don't I don't know where they'd go defense wise. Like I know they need
Cole
edge
Bishop
help, but I don't
in the
think an
fourth.
edge rusher or a defensive tackle first round makes sense to them because of bigger needs elsewhere. I just don't think there's like that kind of fit that like is really over those other two for me.
Cole Bishop is a Saint.
dude, Cole Bishop's looking nice. He's
Cole Bishop is a Saint,
he's
and
ill.
I think they have ties to Utah too. So
Yeah, I
like
could see
the
that.
Saints organization. So we'll just say Cole Bishop is a Saint in like the third or fourth round.
Probably third. He's been
Yeah, he's been climbing. I've been seeing for sure.
climbing. Yeah.
So we'll take Cole
Two
Bishop as the
things.
pick.
That's where I have him right now on mine. I have him right at the third.
Two things. One, what's our runtime right now? Because obviously I got kicked. So what's our runtime right now?
We're probably we're at like 45 minutes.
Okay. Two, I also, since I got kicked, I lost the order. So where are we at?
We are at I'm up with Seattle right now. And then we'll just
So I'll be next with who?
you will be next with Philadelphia.
Oh wait,
Great.
we got the. Oh wait, you skipped the Rams. Is that for me?
Well, that's you. Yeah, you got the
Oh yeah, okay. Just
You're
make
telling
sure.
me you're gonna make me have the
I
Cowboys
have
right
Philly.
now?
I mean, if you guys want to
Yes.
switch those, you can. Like, I'm cool
That's
to.
what I'm saying.
No. I want to do Philly. I want to do
Okay,
Philly.
okay.
Oh god.
All right.
God.
So then for Seattle,
I want to
my
get kicked off again, Cam.
yeah,
God.
he told us about that. So for Seattle, my personal favorite pick for you guys, because you need interior line help everywhere. Jackson Powers Johnson. My dude is fucking menace. He is a violent interior lineman. He's got a wrestling background. He is ideal size. He's a great athlete. There's nothing that you could want more. Like, he is a phenomenal player. So, as the weakness says, like, he can be overpowered at times by one techs. That's probably, in my opinion, because of his size. He's 6'3" plus, and so it's a little easier for strong players with low pads to get underneath him and push him backwards. But that's a very correctable thing at the next level. It's not like he has a deficiency in terms of his technique or athleticism. Well, I guess it is technique, but it's not like he has a huge deficiency in terms of technique and athleticism. So that's my pick for offense for Seattle. And then defense. So defensively, let's see, who do I want to give you guys?
I'm about to say because what they lost Brooks, they lost Wagner.
Yeah, so they definitely need a linebacker.
They need linebacker bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, what about Peyton Wilson? You guys like that pick for them?
Oh, shit,
I like
that. Oh my
Yeah,
god.
Mike McDonald loves him.
If he's there first round, and like you said with Powers, if he's off the board, I think that's a pick they actually
might do.
Could run up and get it over with.
Yeah.
To Seattle.
So I mean,
Burner does have a first round grade on Peyton Wilson. So
Peyton Wilson's a good player, and like it's like I said, like I think that, and it's pretty clear that recently that linebackers are undervalued in terms of the draft. And I think there's a very high chance that Peyton Wilson drops to the second round. And, I could see Seattle making a play to get him. I could see him even being there by their pick. But all in all, like, I think if they add Peyton Wilson as their new starting Mike linebacker, they're ecstatic. They would love that. So that's going to be my pick for them as well. So JPJ and Peyton Wilson are my two.
Slam dunk. Those are two great. Those are two great.
So I'm gonna take the Los Angeles Rams. Obviously they just lost Aaron Donald. first ballot Hall of Famer. Wish you a great retirement, sir. So actually, I'm gonna start defensively, and at the spot that they're at, they have a lot of options. You can go Byron Murphy if you want to immediately replace Aaron Donald. You can go Terrion Arnold because they're still not the best corner wise. Or you could go Jared Verse. But in my opinion, I think they're going to go ahead and try to go the corner route. And I'm going to go ahead and say Terrion Arnold is a Los Angeles Rams.
I like that.
Terrion Arnold fits really good in that scheme. Really good tackler. I like him in man coverage. His zone coverage is he's still working on it, but I think he'll get it down once he gets put into the Rams system. Granted, yes, he doesn't have the best ball skills, but those are things that are incredibly teachable. I mean, you just love the fact that you have a physical corner who's willing to crash down and make a tackle for you to help, save a first down. And that's the guy Terrion Arnold is. You can't be an Alabama corner and just refuse to tackle. You're not playing. So I feel like at that pick, Terrion Arnold will fit in seamlessly for the Los Angeles Rams. Now, offensively, let's because what? Let me look at their free agents real quick. Who they signed? They signed Jonah Jackson. I mean, offensively, if they wanted to use the 19th pick on J.C. Latham, I could definitely see that happening. Yeah, I could definitely see that happening. But you know what? Who's their starting running back?
It's Kyron
Kyron.
Kyron
Oh
Williams.
yeah, Kyron. Yeah, never mind. I mean, they probably are gonna draft one, but it wouldn't be until late. So I'm not gonna do that. Yeah, I'll just be safe. I'm gonna do J.C. Latham. They need a tackle. And I feel like they would like the physicality of a Alabama offensive tackle. I mean, at that size. I mean, good God, that's a massive man.
I was gonna say, since you want to bring up a running back, I think Will Shipley in the Rams offense would be fucking crazy.
Yeah, he would be nuts.
Yeah, because he's the complete opposite of Kyron Williams. Kyron Williams is your pludger, your sledgehammer between the tackles. You could really split Will Shipley out and do some really cool stuff with him as a pass catcher.
Yeah.
Like I think Matt Stafford would love to be able to throw to Will Shipley on dump offs and design little screens and cuts and stuff like that.
Yeah, for sure. All right. Artie, you're up with Philly.
It is time to talk about my favorite team to talk about in the whole NFL, the Philadelphia Eagles.
Kick him, Riverside. Kick him.
You guys had a outstanding season that ended exactly the way it was supposed to end.
Oh,
and with that being said, it's time to figure out what offensive player or defensive player or offensive player and defensive player can help you guys figure out your shitty situation. So, I'm going to start with defense. Obviously, you guys need corners because your corners were the reason that you guys' season fell apart, basically. You guys could not cover anyone. And if you're going to get a corner, the perfect fit for you guys, honestly and truly, is Nate Wiggins, cornerback from Clemson. This is someone who, throughout the draft process, went from quarterback 1, cornerback 2, to now cornerback 3 or 4, which works out great for you guys because you guys with Vic Fangio are going to be running, that really man-heavy scheme. And in that scheme, those are the types of schemes that Nate Wiggins thrives when he's able to just be able to press people, be able to stay in people's faces and make people uncomfortable. And he does, play mostly outside, but I honestly think if you had a conversation with James Bradbury about, potentially playing inside, which James Bradbury sucks, so good luck with that conversation. But if you were able to have Darius Slay and Nate Wiggins as your outside corners, I think that would be significantly better than having James Bradbury and Darius Slay / Keely Ringo, Eli Ricks, and
To
all
go
of
Josh
those
Jobe.
bums. Josh Joe, I forgot about Josh Joe.
Oh,
The goat bum. But yeah, I think seriously though, if you guys got Nate Wiggins, you guys would have a cornerback that can come in immediately and improve your shitty room. Offensively, right? This is kind of fun because you just lost the center, right? You just lost, Jason Kelsey. And we're actually not going to look at replacing your center. I think you guys will have Landon Dickerson finally take his mantle of center that he had in Alabama. I actually really, really like Cooper Beebe for you guys. I think that when you have a mauling guard in Philadelphia and you think about all the, ass pushes they do, I think Cooper Beebe could really thrive in that and help Jalen Hurts, get the 1 yarders that he needs because he can't throw the ball. So
how dare you talk about Perfect Man that way? He's so perfect. You're wrong. You're wrong. Everything you
he
said
needs to
was a
grow his
lie.
beard back. He looks like an alien.
That is Perfect Man. Nothing he can do in this world is wrong.
Crazy.
So that was, oh yeah. Look at you, brother. You get to talk about them Cowboys. How
Yeah,
about them Cowboys?
you mean
Yeah.
my old team.
Nah, that's crazy. Switching up for no reason
mean-
is nuts, bro.
What do you mean no
You gotta
reason?
protect your mental health, man.
Boo, be a
You gotta protect
man.
your mental
Be a
health.
man.
Coming to the
Suffer.
Chargers wasn't a good move to protect your mental health, though. I promise.
Exactly.
Well, maybe,
It's all
maybe
right.
not. We got
I mean-
more about now. It might be different.
Until y'all take old in the first round. No, I'm joking.
Hey,
I'm joking.
don't you put that eagle on me, Rick.
No. If it's not neighbors, it
Riverside to kick him.
all right though. With the Cowboys, I think obviously this is probably the most all-in off season they've had in a few years. It's been a great start, but going that way, they need help on both sides of the line, and it's really obvious. They've tried to assure the defensive line. Obviously, last year with Mozzie Smith, that was terrible. I don't know exactly how they have them on his board, but if a guy like Byron Murphy from Texas falls down to them in the first round, I don't think they're gonna go into the season with Chauncey Golston starting at DT. So if a guy like Murphy is on the board, I watched him for 20 years as a Texas fan. His consistently disruptive and first step explosiveness. I mean, that's just something the Cowboys have been missing for I couldn't even tell you how long, as long as I've been around. I mean, they've never had that type of DT who can be in there, who can give them the high motor. He plays with great pad leverage too. I think he is very held back by the scheme he would play in, but I do think in Mike Zimmer's scheme he would work. And I think if he's there at 24 for the Cowboys, that's kind of a pick you kind of just got to go with.
I like.
And then, I mean, on the offensive side of the ball, obviously, all the Cowboy fans are trying to hype up T.J. Bass and Brock Hoffman.
Yes,
I'm not saying they're bad, but again, if JPJ is gone in the first round, and I'm serious, and I'm looking in the second round, if Cedric Van Pran's there, I'm drafting him as my next center. I really am. I mean, I think he slides in perfectly. He's your day one starter center over both those other two guys I just named. I mean, he has a great IQ. He's a leader on the team. He has functional strength. I do think sometimes he has a problem with his balance. He gets inconsistent with his pass technique. But I do think with his IQ, you plug him in next to Zach Martin, you plug him in next to now Tyler Smith, who's doing really good. I think that O-line would be pretty good overall, and I think Cowboy fans would be pretty happy with Cedric Van Pran in the second round.
Yeah, I like that.
I just realized I spelled his name wrong.
It's all good.
You don't know ball. You don't know ball. How can I trust you to scout anybody? You can't even spell. You don't know ball. You don't know ball.
Okay. So I'm on the board with Green Bay. And so I know that Green Bay's
Hunter's favorite team.
I know that Green Bay's most pressing need is a safety currently, but I don't. If I'm looking at this draft, like I'm not seeing as many high like first. I'm not seeing any first round safeties really. So I'm gonna look later in the draft for them to fix that need. And we actually talked about this guy a little bit a couple picks ago. I'm gonna go with Cole Bishop. I really like what I've seen. He answered a lot of questions about man coverage at the Senior Bowl because they had him do a lot of that. He answered a lot of athletic questions at the combine. People were thinking, oh, he's maybe a hybrid linebacker or whatever. He's going to run in the 4.6s. He's not going to look as good in drills, but he showed out in drills, and I think he's a third round guy. He could sneak into the second round too. It just really depends how teams feel about him. But I think that's a really good pick. And, just another little cherry on top. He's used to cold weather ball. So there you go.
No more sneaky athletes.
Yeah, more sneaky athletes. So then on the offensive side of the ball, I think honestly, because I have you guys going, because I'm fixing your safety need a little bit later, you could honestly I could see you grabbing the best offensive lineman that you guys have on the board. And I think someone like somebody like Troy Fontanu would be like a really nice pick for you. Just really get a stalwart, like big ass dude who's not gonna move, just on your offensive line. He's been trending upwards lately. Dude, he's a great player. I really think that that's a good fit, just to bolster that offensive line. And you could take him if he falls to you at your pick. I think that's just a match of need and fit.
That's if he makes it, because his rise this draft cycle has been so
it has. It's been pretty. So I'll give him Kingsley Sumata then, or Sumata. How do I say it? Kingsley. What's like Kingsley?
Cam, slander Cam. Do him like you did me. No, Cam, do him like you did me. Do him like you did me, Cam. We don't show favoritism here.
He's not racist. You are.
I'm racist?
Yeah.
I'm racist?
You're racist.
Wow.
And you fat shame.
Wow.
He hasn't done that. You fat shame.
Racist, not fat shame.
Oh.
Is this not true?
So here's what we're gonna do. I am going to next time we have a pod, I'm going to show Discord messages from Cam. And we're gonna see who's the bigger racist, Artist or Cam. That's what we're gonna do. Since that's how you want to play.
That's crazy. Photoshopping your business partner's messages to the Discord chat is crazy. This is a new low for you, pal. That's insane.
Who is next?
So
Who is
next?
Running back and Patriots running back Damian Harris has officially retired.
Oh, good for
yes,
him.
sir. Kentucky legend from Berea.
4 years in the league, already retired. That's crazy.
Damn.
My nigga said enough is enough, bro.
All right, Cam, you're up.
What?
Oh yeah, Tampa Bay. I got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Obviously, you guys had a pretty kind of scary offseason at first because y'all thought y'all were losing y'all franchise stalwart and Mike Evans. Thankfully, he came back. Then y'all re-signed Monsieur Baker Mayfield. So offensively. Oh, my bad. I'm looking at some of these other signings they have. Interesting. Okay. Offensively, so... Oh, no, it's my camera. So offensively, I feel like you guys are more than likely going to go either linemen. This isn't like first round. These are mid-round picks, offensive-wise at least. I feel like you guys will either go linemen or we would be talking about a running back a little bit later. Actually, no, y'all find Chase Edmonds. Yeah, let's just stick with linemen. Who's their other tackle? Because obviously you got Wirfs. They re-signed. Oh yeah, no, I heard Justin School had a good year. I don't think they'll replace him. So if we go interior, who are the best guards we have left? I know we didn't say
Graham Barton.
Zinter.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Graham Barton.
Well,
Easily.
yeah. I guess I lied then. I guess we'll. Y'all think Graham is for sure first, or you think he could sneak into the second?
I think he's the first.
He's not going lower than Tampa Bay.
Okay,
if Graham Barton's on the clock for Tampa Bay, they're sprinting that card in, bro.
So I'm gonna switch it then. Obviously, I'm not because I said mid round earlier offensively. I forgot about Graham Barton. Yeah. If you guys go offense at 24, then yeah, Graham Barton is definitely your pick. I know from
what are you gonna say, Brennan?
Oh, yeah, go ahead. Silence. He's a troll. Look at the eye. Look at the shifty eyes. He's shifty eye man. So obviously, I perused some of y'all Reddits. I did it for y'all mock draft. I know y'all wanted a guard with y'all top 2 picks, whether it's first or second. So in this one, if y'all do go offense, I believe Graham Barton is the move. I know y'all would probably rather do that and take BB, but BB's gone in this one, obviously. So I'm gonna go ahead and say Graham Barton. I feel like he'd be a great fit for y'all system. Because Rachaad White has been slowly but surely coming on. He's I normally don't like doing this, but he's at least in the way Canales used him. He was kind of using him in like a, very Alvin Kamara-ish kind of way. It was lining them out wide. He was getting yards from scrimmage. He wasn't just, we're just gonna keep him in the backfield. They were using him as a receiving threat, and he had a breakout year. So I think Graham Barton will help with that. Defensively, it's Chop. I'm sorry, it's Chop. I got it. It's Chop.
I love that. That fits so
it's
well.
Chop. Like it's.
But when I do it, the Reddit, they go edge rusher around, whatever. But when I do it,
look, man, I can't control why the Packers slandered you. I ain't gonna lie, the Packers
fans were not happy.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, the Packers fans were sticklers. I ain't gonna lie.
They act like they have like an elite edge rush group. They don't.
What do you mean, bro? Preston Smith is the greatest coverage.
They were talking about Preston Smith took a pay cut, bro.
I haven't heard of Preston Smith since 2019. I haven't heard of him since 2019.
I do have to at least give them one little thing here. You gave them 3 edge rushers and 3 picks, so I kind of understand that.
Hey, besides Rashawn Gary, you want Lucas Van Ness taking 90% of the snaps? I personally don't.
No. I'm just saying. Like I do understand where they're coming from.
Because I think besides that, it's like Brenton Cox, Kingsley Ignaberry, and I think like Deslin Alexandre. I don't know who that is. Like,
see, nah, bro, I got your back, man. Austin Booker had flexibility. Braswell could be your dedicated rusher. And then who was the other one you took?
Chop.
Because I know
was it Chop?
He took.
No, I
didn't.
He
only took 2 edges.
Yeah, I only took 2.
It was a 2-round mock.
Oh yeah, because he took Cooper in the first.
And then he took Booker and
that's what it was.
Yeah, and they didn't like the Cooper Dezeen pick either. But I'm like, damn.
I saw one complain about that, and it's like, what?
That's a great pick.
Look, y'all are sticklers. Let's just be honest. And then it's Chop. I mean, y'all need an edge. Yaya Diaby is already a very athletic edge in himself for his size. Now pairing him up with another uber athletic edge and Chop Robinson, who, yes, he does need some refining, but I think most of his refining is extremely teachable. He has a good motor. I love his motor. I love it. I love his motor. So getting him on that defense will help a lot, for y'all new look front 7 besides not front 7, D-line besides Vita Vea, of course. So for me, yeah, that's my pick. Chop Robinson, defensive, and then offensive, Graham Barton.
Cool. I love him.
I'd also like to say they used Devontae Campbell against me in that Reddit. He now plays
Oh
for the
my
49ers.
God. I did
So
see that. And I was like, are y'all okay?
plays for the
There's
Niners
just
now.
no
So
way. There's no way y'all think he's coming back, right? Yeah, nah. Nasty work.
The way I looked at it was kind of like, you have to remember, even though this is Reddit, these are also still some casual fans in here.
There are
So you
definitely
kind of have
some
to take
of them.
some of it with a grain of salt.
Oh yeah, no, the ones who like list out and be like, hey, like I like where you were going, and then well, here's kind of what we need, and here's like tier one. Here, you know what I mean? Like people like go into it.
Yeah.
You're like, yeah, those people are the ones that know what they're talking about. Then you got the dudes who are just like screeching like, no, we're not going to take this player. It's like, shut the fuck up. And I've been both of them. I will admit I have been on both sides before. Everybody has. All right. Arby, you wanna kick off Detroit?
Yeah, man. Detroit's pretty easy defensively. Yeah, it's TJ Tampa.
Beautiful.
It's signed, still delivered. Like, you could maybe say Kamari Lassiter as an outside, but I think TJ Tampa's better than Kamari Lassiter. He fits everything. He fits the city of Detroit's, like, the gritty, rugged, type of play style. Definitely fits, the defensive scheme of Aaron Glenn. And honestly, he could come in and probably be your day one top corner. So, yeah, TJ Tampa
Yeah, y'all
easily
had to release
the
one.
defensive one.
Fake ass Cameron. Real Camerons don't do that. We respect our women.
Oh my goodness.
Pick.
Offensively, that's kind of interesting because Detroit's offense is kind of stacked.
Yeah.
I would, though, if I were Detroit, I would definitely invest in wide receiver continuously. So
Johnny
let's
Wilson.
get a X.
Johnny Wilson.
Let's get an X. Let's get an X receiver, not a tight end.
What do you mean? Johnny Wilson is
Let's
that
get
guy.
Javon Baker from UCF.
That'd be nice.
Let's continue to give Jared Goff more weapons. Continue to give him versatile playmakers on the outside. Could you imagine 11 personnel with Jahmyr Gibbs, Sam Laporta, Jameson Williams, Amon-Ra St. Brown, and Javon Baker? That's freaking disgusting.
That's a Super Bowl offense. That's a Super Bowl offense, without a doubt.
Definitely.
All right, Burner, send us home with
minus the quarterback, but we'll save that one.
Hey,
we'll save
he
that
at least can get the ball where it needs to go. I'll give him that.
He's just keeping that place warm for Hendon Hooker. Let's be honest.
No, exactly. All right, let's finish her off, Burner.
Yeah, so with the 49ers, I'm going to go ahead and start on the defensive side. They lose a guy like Eric Armstead. They're bringing Malik Collins. Malik Collins has always been solid throughout his career. Don't get me wrong. I know they brought in Leonard Floyd, I believe. So but I don't think that's enough because I think Drake Jackson's their backup edge. They still need that defensive line help. I think if a guy like Newton from Illinois falls down to him at the end of round one, if the run of O-line's gone, like say Barton's gone, JPJ's gone, like they just ran in the mid-20s, I wouldn't be surprised to see the 49ers take a Jajon Newton there. Big guy. He really fills the hole for him next to Hargrave, who was not very good last year. I know they signed him to that massive contract, so if they look to move on for him, they get younger there as well. But that's just how I feel for the 49ers. I feel like they're solid everywhere else for the most part. I just think it's that defensive tackle spot that they need help the most. And I think Newton just plugs it. And then offensive-wise, I really don't think the O-line is going to be there, to be honest. I do think it's going to run. So I do think they do transition to defense with that first pick. But when you look at George Kittle and his contract and his injury history, it's only getting worse. He's still a very good player. He's still an elite player when he plays. However, they don't have anybody behind him that can really fill in for that spot in that offense. They're talking about trading Ayuk. Say Ayuk gets traded, it's just Debo, Juwan Jennings, and I think Chris Conley. I think they brought him back.
Special teams legend.
Yeah. But I do like I'm gonna go Colorado State here and go with my boy Holker at tight end. End of round 2, you plug him in behind George Kittle. He's a big guy. He's got reliable hands. He's strong. He's fast. He's quick. I mean, I also think he's explosive in some ways. I think you plug in Holker behind Kittle, let him learn a little bit behind a guy like that. Oof. I'm just saying that end of round 2, I'm the 49ers. I'm ecstatic with that pick.
I love it.
Fuego. That's fire.
Hell yeah.
That's fire.
Good work, everybody.
That's fire. Like, for sure. That was really
That
fun.
was a ton of fun. Can't wait to do the AFC.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll
God.
do the AFC on the next episode of 100 Yards in Context. That's gonna wrap it for this episode of the podcast. If you guys could please like the video. You know what I'm saying? That's very important. Helps continue to push us in elevation on the YouTube algorithm. You know what I'm saying? You guys are doing so well on the film sessions. Come like the podcast too, guys. We're not just film junkies. We like to talk ball too. Also, if you also like this video, consider subscribing to the channel. Just a little quick note. We just want to thank you guys because since last year we've doubled our growth on the channel. So we just want to appreciate, all the new viewers and all the, day one viewers who have been watching us, grow this thing and take it to the next level. So we appreciate you guys. And do you guys want to say anything before we go?
No, I'm good. Thanks for listening, everybody.
I got it.